We're going to Michigan. True Crime Daily. Listen to this title. Michigan man sentenced for killing his missing parents and leaving their bodies in a hunting area. Published November 2nd, 2023. And this is in Portage, Michigan. Now, a 30-year-old man must spend a minimum of 29 years in prison for killing his parents in 2021 and dumping their bodies in a wildlife area. WOOD-TV reports a Kalamazoo County judge sentenced Nicholas Johnson to 2 terms of 29 to 69 years behind bars, which will run concurrently in connection with the shooting deaths of his parents, Gary Johnson and Laura Johnson. Nicholas Johnson pleaded guilty in October to 2 counts of second-degree murder. Nicholas Johnson reportedly fatally shot his parents at their home in Portage, February 3rd, 2021. According to WOOD, Gary Johnson's employer reached out to law enforcement after Johnson failed to show up for work several days in a row, which was unlike him. In a news conference, February 11th, 2021, Portage Department of Public Safety Chief Nicholas Armold said it was clear there was some type of violent activity at the Johnsons' home. Armold told reporters investigators were going to remain optimistic that we're going to find the Johnsons, but said they were unaware it would likely turn into a homicide investigation. They were aware. According to WOOD, investigators found blood in several rooms of the house, as well as a 9mm shell casing in the garage. WWMT-TV reports the bodies of Gary and Laura Johnson were discovered February 12, 2021, at Gourd Neck State Game Area, a wildlife area used by hunters. Investigators located Nicholas Johnson in a storage unit with his mother's car, which had been missing from their home. Court documents cited by WWMT show the Johnsons filed a protective order against their son in March 2018, which read in part, Gary and I are their home. Laura Johnson said in the protective order that Nicholas previously pushed my husband and threatened us. She added, he is now homeless. We are done with allowing him to keep destroying our house and property. WWMT reports Nicholas Johnson apologized at his sentencing hearing and said, I want another chance. I won't ever hurt anyone else. He reportedly told the judge he felt terrible about what happened. According to the Portage Department of Public Safety, Nicholas Johnson is considered a person of interest in the May 2018 disappearance of Bonifacio Pena. No chance for you, bud. People deserve second chances. Sure. Under what circumstances? He killed his parents. And he's also now a person of interest in someone else's disappearance. Keep him in jail. Keep him in jail. There's no need to have this person roaming around us. I mean, who the hell knows how many serial killers or potential serial killers or people have committed horrendous crimes just walk among us, and you have no idea. I read somewhere that there's an interesting piece of data that it says there's a high chance that at least once or twice in your life you walked across paths or walked in one direction and walking a sidewalk or something, and a serial killer could have been the person that passed right by you, and you have no idea because you obviously don't know that person. But it's just crazy to think about that. It's a very anxiety filled if you really go down that path, because you can apply that to any situation in life, because you don't really know who the hell is your neighbor or your family members. The fuck do you know your parents actual past. For all you know, you just know whatever information that they fed you up until this point. But how many people have found out crazy shit about their parents that have nothing to do with like true crime or anything like that? It's just like occurrences of life and shit. And yeah, never goes very well. There was no video here for this one. This is let's see, Sun person of interest. Let's see if they have a video for this. Anything news wise from woodtv.com has nothing but a picture of the outside of the home where Gary and Laura Johnson lived in Portage. This is from WWMT. Let's see if they have anything. Is it a video? Is it a video? That is blocked by a video blocker. Perfect. Well, at least we know it's a video. I'll refresh and we'll watch it. Again, WWMT.com. This is a news channel. I guess this is from Michigan. Doesn't necessarily say.
From court now, a Portage man who pleaded no contest to murdering and then burying his parents was just sentenced to up to 69 years in prison today.
And his October plea deal was for second-degree murder, which means he must serve a minimum sentence of 29 years before he's eligible for parole. Channel 3's Allie Jenner-John was in the courtroom today when the judge handed Johnson his sentence. And Allie, the
alluding to Nick's mental health issues, even saying that his parents feared him. Laura's cousin also making a statement saying that it was never if Nick was going to kill them, but when.
You're Nicholas Alexander Johnson. Yes.
Nick Johnson awaits his fate in a Kalamazoo County courtroom nearly 3 years after investigators say he killed and buried his parents.
Laura loved being a mother.
Cousins of his mother, Laura, giving impact statements, saying no matter how violent Nick got or how scared his parents became of him,
Laura would talk to me about Nick and her fears, but was hoping he would change. She more than once said, he still is my son.
Laura and her husband, Gary, were found buried in a wooded area at the Gordneck State Game Area in February 2021. 9 months later, their son was charged with open murder.
This heinous crime that was committed by their own blood is hard to comprehend. They tried to help you, Nick, any way they could. But many times you refused.
Nick looking straight ahead or down through most of the statements made today, smiling just slightly when hearing stories about his parents, and glancing over with tears in his eyes when prosecutor Jeff Williams referenced a full courtroom.
If he seems to be the same dangerous, self-serving, threatening person that he presents to the court today, I would ask that he be held in the Michigan Department of Corrections for the rest of his natural life.
Nick was given a chance to speak before his sentencing.
I'd really like to ask for someone to give me another chance, because I would not hurt anybody.
Apologizing multiple times before the judge asks him what he's sorry for.
That other people were inconvenienced by this.
His lack of remorse and lack of ownership of the crime ultimately playing a part in his sentencing. Also,
he tried to, I feel like, use like the fact that he has some type of like mental health situation going on. You could tell like with his hair and the shit. But if you see this picture, like he doesn't necessarily look like that. I'm not saying he looks like a prize in this picture, but if you compare it to how he looks here, I mean, you can kind of tell that, in my opinion, this was done intentionally to give the allure of there being, you know, mental health issues so that he could potentially get a lower sentencing and whatnot. Listen, you could argue it or not. Let me know in chat what you think, but the truth of the matter is, I mean, would you really put it past someone? How many cases have you not heard up until this point about people pleading insanity and shit, and you know damn well, or the evidence shows that it was premeditated and they knew exactly what they were doing. You know, there's still a lot that's, you know, coming to light with this case, but it kind of seems like he did this shit on purpose. This act that he has going on here, it's not gonna work. It's not working, bud. At least not with me. Let me know in chat if it works with you, but for me, it's not working.
Lack of remorse and lack of ownership of the crime ultimately playing a part in his sentencing.
And again, he was sentenced to 29 to 69 years in prison. That means he will be eligible for parole once he serves those 29 years. Although the judge says in court today that almost no one in our state is released on parole after serving their minimum. The judge did go on record saying he does not recommend it for Nick. Live in Kalamazoo County, Ali Jenner-John.
Damn. You know, a lot of states are actually, or a lot of judges too, they're very family oriented and whatnot, and that also plays, juries as well, that also plays a lot into, you know, the dynamics of the case. And unfortunately for this monster, you know, it struck a nerve in a lot of the jury that were deciding on his case, and apparently the judge didn't like him either.